Well, hello there. It's been a minute. It's been more than a minute. It's been a couple of weeks since we last spoke. But I'm here again today with a video about my reading plans for the rest of the year and kind of just a little general update, I guess. Because I have some plans and I would like to share them with you and get some feedback. So, I have been reading a little bit lately. I've started taking my e-reader to work with me, and then I read on my break. And I've been reading The Coin by Yasmin Zaher, and I've been really enjoying it. I'm not very far into it. Actually, I did want to check before I started filming this. Now I have to put my tea down, and I don't know where to put it down without it spilling. Let's hope my heel is flat enough. I'm on page 75 of 432 of this book, or at least of the ebook version that I have. So, you know, I'm not that far into it, but the chapters are quite short and they're really easy to get through. So I've been reading quite a few chapters a day when I'm at work. When I'm not at work, I don't tend to read, which is quite sad because I have more time to read when I'm not at work than I do when I am at work. But that's besides the point. It's just that at work I have a dedicated time in which I decide to read, and when I'm not at work, I tend to fill up my day with all sorts of other nonsense instead of reading. But nevertheless, I want to talk to you a little bit about the books that I'm planning on reading for the rest of the year, because I made a list. You can't see anything that's written on this piece of paper, but I made a list at the beginning of October or somewhere in the middle of September, something like that, of books I want to read before the year is done. Now, a lot of them it must have been in September still, because some of my shorty September books on here. So, 4 of the books on this list I have already finished, because one of them I was basically almost done with, which was Evenings and Weekends, and the other 3 were my shorty September books. And that was... Oh, and then there was one that I wrote down as a bonus, which was White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky, and I finished that one because it was also a short book. So there's currently there are 2, 4, 6 books left on this list that I said I want to read before the end of the year. But I'm not going to kid myself in thinking that I can actually finish all of those books. Also, I've bought new books and I'm probably more excited about those than I am about any of these books on this list, except a few of them. So I'm whittling this list down to the 3 books that I still want to read before the end of the year. And maybe I'll read more books. Maybe I'll read some of the other books I've bought. Maybe I'll read no more books other than these 3. These 3 are the ones that I really need to finish before the end of the year. The others, if I read more, that's great. If I don't read any other books this year, that'll also be fine. I won't be upset. But the first of them being The Coin, which is the one that I'm currently reading. The second one is this book that I've been reading for so long this year already. And I think I'm also on page 75 in this book. Or something like that, at least. I'm on page 71 of this book. I've been on page 71 of this book since probably July. I've not read Z at all for the latter half of this year, really. So that one is the one that I really do. I would feel quite terrible if I didn't finish this before the end of the year. I would feel like I had let myself down a little bit. So that's one that I really do need to finish. And then I'm doing all of this one-handed because I'm holding my teacup in the other hand. I've also got a teaspoon in it, which is not necessary. The last one is The Parable of the Sower. I said I was going to read this book this year because this book is set in 2025. Have I read this book this year yet? No. Will I still read it before the end of the year? I bloody well hope so. So those are my 3 books that I still want to read before the end of the year. And that's kind of my reading update. I've been planning. This is what I've been doing. Instead of reading, I have been planning what I'm going to read next year. which is still 2 months away. I mean, 2 months are going to go by in a flash, but at this point, it's still 2 months away, and a lot can happen in 2 months. So, currently, I have a couple of ideas spinning around my head for my reading and kind of the direction of this channel for next year. I'm not going to share all of these things. I'm actually probably not going to share any of these things with you until I've made a decision, but I want to run some things by you and kind of get your general thoughts about them if you want to share them. If you're just here to be a viewer and you don't participate and you don't care really, that's also fine. That's also fine. But if you are one of the lovely people who leaves me comments, please leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts about these things that I'm going to talk to you about. I'm really talking in circles this I must say this episode. It's because I've just been listening to a podcast. Anyway, this video. So, first of all, I kind of have set... I've set myself several reading challenges, but I have one reading challenge that could potentially be like a group challenge, kind of like a book club, but not really like a book club because I don't really like the format of a book club. I'm part of a book club. I'm part of the Inklings book club, which is Jack Edwards' book club, and I have not participated once. I've read the books. Evenings and Weekends was the first book, and The Coin, which is the one that I'm reading right now, was the second book. They're currently reading Frankenstein, but honestly, these people read way faster than I do, and I'm a month behind them now, so I'm just going to see what books they're reading, and if I want to read the book, I will pick it up, otherwise not. I don't participate in the discussions, I don't do any of that kind of stuff. So I'm not really much of a book club person, but I have an idea for a kind of group reading challenge, if you will. And this is not going to be a read as many books as you can in 30 days challenge. This is going to be a very long, stretched out challenge. And it's kind of going to be a go at your own pace, I feel like. It should be a go at your own pace kind of challenge. Maybe you could see it more like a curriculum if you wanted to. I kind of just thought about it now. I need to kind of maybe do a little bit more research and think a little bit harder on this before I start giving you any names, labels for this thing. But essentially it would be a list of books that I would read, and if you wanted to, you could also participate and read. Essentially it's just me telling you, giving you a list of books that fit into a category and that I'm going to read and that I would love to have you also read, because I want to feel like I have people to talk to it about, and it's not just me talking at you, it's me and you having a conversation. Then I have another reading challenge that I'm setting for myself that is only for next year, that I will talk to you about at the end of this year / the beginning of next year when I do all my reading goals and all that kind of nonsense, but there's something else coming. And then finally I have an idea for the kind of the videos / content type of stuff I want to make on this channel, because I feel like this whole year I've been in a bit of a funk with making videos and kind of not feeling like making videos and not really knowing what I want to do with my channel. So I have been toying with the idea of making more kind of structured videos, which also I'm not going to say much about until I've made a decision or until I've made the first video. And then so that I kind of am toying with having a specific once a month type of video. And then the other videos, I'm not sure if I'm going to be making a video a week again. I'll have to see what my schedule is like next year. I'll have to see what I'm doing with my life next year, to be frank, because I kind of want my life to change. So, doesn't everybody? But anyway, I'm toying with the idea of having one very specific once a month kind of video, and then having different videos for the rest of the month, whether that be one extra video a month or a video a week. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, there's a lot of thoughts going on in my head right now. Basically, what I want to ask is, what kind of content do you want to see from me? What is the stuff that I have made in the past that you have really enjoyed watching? Is there something else that you would like me to do? Like, would you like me to do single book reviews? Would you like me to make shorter videos talking about specific topics? Do you like the reading vlogs? Do you want the reading vlogs to be reading/life vlogs? I don't know how much of my life I will show, because a lot of my life is genuinely just sitting in my room, reading, watching shows, writing, and then going to work or going to visit my sister. That's basically my life right now. But, I mean, do you want to see more of what I get up to on a day-to-day basis? I don't know how much of that I want to share, to be quite honest. But just tell me what kind of content you like to see, because I am, after all, I mean, I am here because I enjoy making these videos and because I want to make them. Otherwise I could just stop if I didn't enjoy it. But I am also here to make stuff that you enjoy watching. I'm sure we've had an angle change because my battery died again, as per usual, as it does basically every time I make a video now, because I'm not using my camera often enough to realize when the battery is dying. Anyway, what I was saying was, I have this tiny thought in the back of my head about maybe trying to, not, maybe like you could call it collaborations, but kind of have discussions with other booktubers. Because I kind of feel like an island floating in the middle of nowhereness, and I do genuinely watch and enjoy not many, but I watch more renovation videos than I watch book content, but a couple of other people's videos. I'm doing this because I'm the island and they are the islands surrounding my island, basically. So I do enjoy talking or watching other people's content, and the people whose content I watch, I really enjoy the way that they think and the way that they talk about the books that they read, and just the way they talk about literature in general. So would you like to see that kind of thing, where maybe, if it's possible, I reach out to some other people and we do a video together, whether that be kind of like a Zoom call kind of podcast situation, I guess, or maybe whether we both do a video reading the same book and then having our thoughts about it, or anything. I haven't thought about this very much, as you can tell, but it's just a thought in the back of my head. But basically, the whole point of this video was to say, I'm still reading, I'm still here, I'm alive, I'm well. I'm getting back into the swing of things. I feel like this year has been, if I were to draw a roller coaster, my life as a roller coaster, the first 10 years of my life would just be it just going up and 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 up. And then it starts to slow down a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, and then high school comes and then it goes down a little bit, and then high school finishes and it kind of goes flat, and then it goes down and then it goes back up and then it goes down again. And I feel like now I'm in the loop-de-loop part of my life. I feel like I'm trying to make my life do a loop-de-loop so that it can go back up again. Anyway, that was a really unnecessary analogy. I think I'm losing my mind. I think I need friends. I need to talk to my friends so that I don't go mad. But anyway, what content do you want to see from me is the question I have for you, basically, after all of this rambling. I'm gonna have a terrible time editing this video. I already know it. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this random tea time escapade. I hope you are enjoying the books that you're reading. Tell me what you're reading, because I always need inspiration for more books that I can read, even though my want to read list is already longer than all of the books I could ever read in this lifetime and the next. So I don't know what I think or why I'm asking for more recommendations, but I'm always asking for more recommendations because people read really good books and I want to be inspired by them to read the same. So anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I will be back soonish, actually probably next week, because I ordered some books and I want to do a book haul. I literally have 2 packages of books sitting in front of me right next to you at the moment, waiting to be unboxed. Yes, I have not unboxed them yet, which this is what my sister sent me when I told her I had not yet opened my box of boxes. My box of boxes. What? My boxes of books. Yes. Yes. In fact, I think I am a little bit crazy. Yes, so I'm going to do a book haul when the rest of the books arrive, which should be in the coming week. Hopefully Monday, Tuesday-ish. Hopefully. And then I can do a book haul and talk to you about all the lovely books that I ordered. And that's me, signing off for this week of craziness. I'm sorry I had to put you all through this. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you. I think I would not have made it to the end of this, but I am glad that you did. So I'll see you all again next week. Or maybe I won't see any of you again next week because you'll think I'm crazy. And you might be right. Goodbye.